Hello and welcome to our next video. In this lesson, we're going to pick up where we left off last time and try to fix our build so that we'll deploy correctly to App Harbor. So last time we saw that we were able to do all of the commit, push, and watch the pipe work all the way to App Harbor, but we got an error when we were compiling the views. So it was unexpected for me. This is the first time I've actually pushed to App Harbor using Visual Studio 2015, and what I found doing a quick search for this simple message here about the Roslyn csc.exe is that there is at the time of this recording, slight problem with the way that App Harbor is handling that and the way the templates are set up. Now this could change by the time you're taking this course, and it may have worked for you just fine, which is awesome. But it looks like the App Harbor people, who by the way have awesome support for your questions, have already come up with a solution that we can do. What we need to do is put this into our web.csproj file, and it's just this line of code right here from 150 to 155. So I'm just going to copy that property group setting for our web project, so web.csproj. And so ultimately we're going to go out to our csproj here and find that information. Now you might be tempted to try to put that into web.config. Now that's different, and so that's not the place we need to put it. It's actually going to be in our contact web csproj, which we need to go directly to the source file here. And we'll drill into contact web and we'll find contact web csproj right here. And I'm just going to edit this. Now I have a program called Brackets that I use for a lot of web development. It's a really nice program. It's handy to do text file editing, so I'm just going to use that. You could use Notepad. You don't have to have anything special to do this. So it'll take a moment to load this up. And so here's my web proj. And you can see there's a bunch of different property groups. And so what I'm looking to do is just add a new property group that we just copied. I'm just going to put it right before that item group here. And I'll need to take these pluses out, of course, because that's not going to be good code. But that should give me a property group here that's going to be a post-build event, which is going to copy the Roslyn files to the output directory. So hopefully when I save this now, this will allow the App Harbor build to work correctly. So let's give it a shot and find out. The first thing we need to do is go ahead and you can see what happened there is it actually just reloaded my project. And so actually whenever you do that, maybe it is a good idea to just rebuild, make sure it still runs locally before you waste your time pushing it out and wondering why it's not working. And if it doesn't work locally, of course, it's not going to work on the web. So let's go ahead and hit F5 here and run this. Make sure it is still working locally, just to be safe. And we can see that it still appears to be working just fine. So we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and stop this. No need to mistake. There's no need to leave it running. So when we go back to our get, we should be able to rescan here. And we should now see that we have, of course, something changed there, but we have our property group added into our csproj file, and our DLLs and PDBs have recompiled because we built it and ran it. So let's go ahead and just select all. And if you go ahead and hit Control-I, this should bring them all over. You shouldn't need to select them all. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're just going to name this commit message, and we're going to say fix for App Harbor Roslyn files. Go ahead and commit that, and we'll push it. And again, I don't have my source saved here, so I need to go out to get that URL. And I will go ahead and put that into my path here for arbitrary location. Still have my master selected. Push that, and luckily I'm still wired up, so that was good. So I'm going to just F5 here, make sure I got my new push. Fix for App Harbor Roslyn files, that looks good. Now I'm going to go back and hopefully we'll get a new build here. Now this will take a while to run. It's queued up. So you can see it even has the commit message, which is awesome. So that propagated over as well. So we know exactly which build. All right, and we can see the build has actually failed again. So that's exciting. Let's see what happened. So here we see it timed out, but basically we drilled down in here and we get all the way to the bottom of the build log, and it tells us that it could not create the directory for our Roslyn files, the thing we just added that was supposed to fix it. So we get to make a change again. Isn't that awesome? Now it's cool that you get to see me do this, because obviously you would have had this happen, or it would have happened to you, and so, or may have. And so it's good to see, you know, how I would handle this as well. So let's go back to where we had put that property group in for that post build event. Let's go ahead and take that out, because we know it's going to fail for the property group not being able to find, or the post build events not being able to find that directory. And we may need to add this back in. We'll find out later. But I found another solution to try. So we're going to go to the Stack Overflow question, and it tells us to put a new target in this time to copy the Roslyn files. So let's go ahead and grab this, and that should be able to be easy to do. And so we took out our property group. Let's just go all the way to the bottom here, and we'll hit this target file down at the bottom. We can see this is all in comments. Those are just comments. So let's just go ahead to right here and place that target file there. So now once again we need to rescan. I'm going to hit F5. We should see the new change where it took out what we had in, put this in, and we may need to put this back in. We'll find out. Control I, and this is going to be another attempt to fix Roslyn files on App Harbor. And we'll go ahead and commit that, push it, and again we need to grab our URL for this. And that was successful, so let's see and make sure it pushed. So here's another attempt, and we can go ahead and go back to our application here, and hopefully we've got another build running. And what do you know? It worked. That's awesome. So now we have an active running instance on App Harbor of Contact Web. So let's go ahead and see if we can load this baby up. So we're going to go to our Contact Web, and there's our current deployment. And what we can see is that it does deploy. What we can see is that it does show that it's active. That shows our current build. And right here we can click to say go to our application. And then of course it may need to compile the first time it runs and spin up all the application pools and anything else that might need to start up to get our application to run on the web. And there we can see our Contact Web is out and deployed and running on App Harbor after our simple commit. So we did run into a little snag there, but that was actually really fun. We got to do some research and figure out why it wasn't working on App Harbor, and now we know for sure it was that Roslyn thing, and maybe by the time you're taking this course that'll even be fixed and you won't even run into that problem. But that wraps up our video for our supplement here that we had to make because the initial build didn't work, but we can see now our continuous integration is up and running and we are ready to move forward. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.